Learn English through story. The Clever Woodsman and the Magical Forest. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling green hills, there lived a young woodsman named Oliver. Oliver wasn't the strongest or the tallest, but he was known for his sharp mind and insatiable curiosity. He had a dream to learn English so he could explore the wider world and share his stories with people from far-off lands. Unfortunately, his small village had no school, and the books he owned were few and far between. One crisp autumn morning, while chopping wood near the forest's edge, Oliver noticed a faint golden glow coming from between the trees. Intrigued, he decided to follow it. The deeper he went into the woods, the more magical everything became. Leaves shimmered like jewels, flowers sang soft melodies, and a warm breeze carried the scent of honey and cinnamon. Suddenly, the path ahead opened into a clearing where an enormous oak tree stood. Its branches sparkled with golden leaves, and perched on one of them was a majestic owl wearing tiny spectacles. "Welcome, Oliver," said the owl in perfect English, his voice deep and melodic. "I am Professor Hoots, the guardian of this magical forest. I know why you're here." Oliver was stunned. You know my name? And my dream?" "Indeed," replied Professor Hoots. "This forest is enchanted, and all who enter are tested. If you wish to learn English, you must complete 3 challenges. Succeed, and you'll leave here wiser than you ever imagined." Oliver's heart raced with excitement and a little fear. "I'm ready," he said. "What's the first challenge?" "Challenge 1, the sentence puzzle." Professor Hoots flapped down from his perch and led Oliver to a patch of ground where stones floated mid-air, each inscribed with a word. Around the stones were several animals watching curiously: a raccoon, a squirrel, and even a rabbit holding a tiny quill. "Your first challenge," the owl explained, "is to form complete sentences from these words. Start simple, and we'll make it harder as you go." Oliver looked at the floating stones, which read, "Forest Magical, this is." He smiled and rearranged them. "This is a magical forest." The stones glowed brightly and disappeared into the air. The animals clapped their paws in delight. "Not bad," said Professor Hoots, "but we're just getting started." A second set of stones appeared, reading, "Running as fox the quickly." Oliver furrowed his brow. After a moment, he said, "The fox is running quickly." The stones again glowed and disappeared. For the final round, the stones read, "Adventure and beginning is this amazing." After thinking carefully, Oliver said, "This is the beginning of an amazing adventure." The forest erupted in applause as the stones vanished once more. "And well done," said Professor Hoots. "You've passed the first challenge. Now, prepare for the second." Challenge 2, the riddle of synonyms. As they moved deeper into the forest, Oliver met Fiona the Fox, lounging on a rock under a sunbeam. Fiona was known for her clever riddles, and her sharp eyes gleamed as she greeted him. "You've done well so far, Woodsman," Fiona said. But to pass my test, you must prove your knowledge of English synonyms. Are you ready? Oliver nodded. I'll do my best. Fiona began. What is another word for happy? Oliver thought for a moment and replied, joyful. Correct, said Fiona with a sly grin. Next, what is another word for big, large? Said Oliver confidently. Impressive. Now the final question, what is another word for smart? Oliver hesitated. His mind raced through possible answers. Finally, he said, clever. Fiona clapped her paws. Well done. You've passed my test. But there's still one more challenge waiting for you. Challenge 3, the tale of tenses. The sun began to set as Professor Hoots led Oliver to a clearing filled with glowing books that floated in the air. Each book was blank, but as the owl spoke, sentences appeared on the pages. This challenge will test your understanding of tenses, said the owl. You must correctly identify the tense of these sentences. The first sentence appeared, I walked to the village yesterday. That's past tense, Oliver said without hesitation. The owl nodded approvingly. Correct. Next, I am walking to the forest. Present continuous, Oliver replied confidently. The owl's eyes twinkled. Excellent. Last one, I will learn English with fairy tales. Oliver smiled. That's future tense. At once, the books burst into golden light and vanished. The trees around him began to hum a cheerful tune, and the forest creatures cheered loudly. You've done it, said Professor Hoots, placing a golden feather in Oliver's hand. This feather is a symbol of your perseverance and achievement. Use it as a reminder that learning is an adventure, not a destination. The return to the village. Oliver returned to his village a changed man. The golden feather became his most treasured possession, and he used the lessons he'd learned to teach others. He gathered the children of the village and told them tales of the magical forest, weaving English lessons into every story. Before long, the entire village began to learn the language, inspired by Oliver's passion and determination. Years later, Oliver fulfilled his dream of traveling the world, sharing stories of his enchanted adventure and proving that with determination, curiosity, and a little magic, anyone could achieve their dreams.